Dr. Ellsworth Wareham was a groundbreaking heart surgeon who continued assisting with open-heart surgeries until he was 95 years old. He did not retire because his skills declined. He simply wanted more time with his family. In this video, Dr. Wearham shares 7 tips for living a healthy life. Beyond 100, including his daily diet and the one vitamin he never goes without. He began his career when the idea of stopping a patient's heart to operate on it was risky and new. His passion and expert training helped him master this field. Even after formal retirement at 74, he remained in the operating room, guiding younger doctors. Driven by a sense of purpose, Dr. Wearham also traveled abroad, helping establish better medical care for those with little access to heart surgery. Yet medicine was only part of his story. He believed in regular sleep, a mostly plant-based diet, and staying active through tasks at home. His commitment to simple, steady habits showed that health can be maintained at any age. He also valued close relationships, especially with his wife Barbara and their 5 children. Research supports the idea that strong family bonds help reduce stress and promote a longer, healthier life. Sleep was another basic part of his lifestyle. He believed in getting 8 to 9 hours of rest each night. This might seem obvious, but many people do not follow it. Poor sleep has been connected to higher risks of heart disease, diabetes, and other health issues. A good night's rest helps the body repair itself, balancing hormones and improving mental function. Dr. Wearham often woke up at 5 a.m. after a restful night, then started his day by drinking 3 glasses of water. Drinking water first thing in the morning is a simple way to rehydrate after many hours of not drinking fluids. It can also help energize you before you eat or exercise. Researchers have found that sticking to a regular sleep schedule helps keep the body's internal clock on track, which can help lower stress and maintain good health. Dr. Wearham's consistent routine likely contributed to his overall sense of wellness. Then there is the question of exercise. How did Dr. Wearham stay active for so long? Interestingly, he did not rely on gyms or formal workout sessions. He stayed active by doing everyday tasks like mowing his lawn, gardening, and walking up and down the stairs. He enjoyed physical activity that served a purpose, such as taking care of his yard. In his words, he found this natural style of moving to be pleasant and useful. You can think of it as exercise without feeling like a chore. Studies from Stanford University have shown that climbing stairs regularly and doing moderate daily activities can greatly reduce the risk of heart disease. These little bursts of movement add up. Instead of sitting around for most of the day, Dr. Wearham was on his feet, engaged in tasks he found meaningful. Living in Loma Linda also gave Dr. Wearham an extra advantage. Loma Linda is one of the few blue zones identified around the world, places where people often live longer and healthier lives than average. Many residents there are Seventh-day Adventists, who typically follow certain healthy practices. They often eat mostly plant-based diets, avoid smoking and alcohol, and stay active in community and church life. They also observe a Sabbath day of rest on Saturdays, which gives them a consistent weekly break to relax, pray, and connect with others. As a result, many people in Loma Linda live about a decade longer than the average American. Of course, not everyone in Loma Linda follows these practices, but there is a strong community focus on health that supports these habits. Dr. Wearham was an example of this lifestyle, showing that dedication to faith, family, and healthy living can make a noticeable difference in how you age. One of the most talked about parts of Dr. Wearham's lifestyle was his diet. He preferred 2 meals a day, a late breakfast and an early dinner. For breakfast, around 10 a.m., he liked whole wheat cereal with almond milk, plus fruit or nuts. For dinner, around 4 p.m., he ate vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and other plant-based foods. He avoided animal products entirely, saying that he believed this was the healthiest way to eat. He pointed to research by doctors such as Caldwell Esselstyn from the Cleveland Clinic and Dean Ornish from San Francisco, who have shown that a low-fat vegan diet can help prevent or even reverse heart disease. Dr. Wearham also mentioned studies that show how saturated fat from animal sources raises LDL cholesterol, which can clog arteries and cause heart problems. He kept his cholesterol around 117 milligrams per deciliter, well under the 140 milligrams per deciliter level that often signals higher heart risk. He believed that if you could keep your cholesterol under 140 milligrams per deciliter, you had a low chance of developing serious heart disease. Dr. Wearham also mentioned that sugars can raise cholesterol, so he was mindful of not eating too many sweet or processed foods. Some people worry about protein when it comes to a vegan diet, but he noted that beans, legumes, nuts, and grains can provide enough protein to stay healthy. Another worry is vitamin B12, which is typically found in animal products. Dr. Wearham resolved that by taking a B12 supplement, he said this one vitamin allowed him to have peace of mind about staying fully vegan, since low B12 can lead to anemia or nerve problems if not addressed. By including that supplement, he felt secure in his choice. His belief in a low-fat vegan diet was more than just theory. He had first-hand experience with patients who followed plant-based diets and saw improvements in their heart health. He also enjoyed eating this way. It was simple, and he felt it supported his active lifestyle and kept his cholesterol low. When asked about whether exercise alone could lower cholesterol if someone was eating lots of saturated fat, Dr. Wearham said exercise helps, but it might not be enough on its own. He believed that watching what you eat was the easiest way to keep cholesterol in check. This view is also supported by medical research. While exercise and other lifestyle factors matter, diet plays a huge role in managing heart health. If you are thinking about trying some of Dr. Wearham's habits, it might help to start small. You do not have to become fully vegan overnight. Some people start with meatless Mondays, or they replace dairy products with plant-based alternatives like almond or soy milk. Others might try to eat a salad or vegetable dish at every meal. The idea is to gradually shift toward foods that have less saturated fat and more fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Over time, these small changes can lead to big improvements in your health. The same goes for exercise. If you are not used to physical activity, you can start by taking short walks or parking your car a bit farther away so you have to walk more. You could also consider gardening, housework, or other tasks that make you move around in a natural way. The goal is to make sure your body is not idle for long periods. One special point Dr. Wearham always stressed is that these habits are meant to be practiced regularly. It is not enough to eat well for a week and then go back to an unhealthy diet. Health is built day by day through consistent patterns. The same is true of social connections. Spending time with loved ones is not just for special occasions. It is a constant part of life that can relieve stress, keep you mentally engaged, and give you emotional support. All these elements, diet, movement, rest, community, and a sense of purpose, work together to create a life that feels meaningful and balanced. When we take a step back, Dr. Wearham's life shows us that there is no single secret to living past 100. Instead, there are many small but steady practices that can add up over time. You do not have to be a heart surgeon or someone in perfect shape. You just need to believe that your life can improve by making healthy decisions. Start by picking one change that resonates with you. Maybe that is going to bed at a decent hour and aiming for 8 hours of sleep. Maybe it is replacing processed snacks with nuts and fruits. Maybe it is getting outside more often, even if it is just for a short walk. The idea is to find a routine that you enjoy, or at least do not resent. Dr. Wearham's approach was enjoyable to him. He loved medicine, enjoyed working outdoors, and found satisfaction in eating plant-based meals. If you are watching this video and feeling inspired, you might ask yourself what next steps you can take. Think about your biggest health challenges. Do you need to lose a few pounds, lower your blood pressure, or reduce your stress levels? Adopting even one or two of Dr. Wareham's habits might help you move in the right direction. For example, improving your sleep might make it easier to handle stress and crave fewer junk foods. Spending more time with friends or family might give you better emotional support, which in turn motivates you to stay active. Over time, all these small improvements can support each other and lead to a healthier, happier life. Also, remember that Dr. Wareham did not believe in extreme measures. He did not run marathons or lift heavy weights. He did not go on crash diets or force himself to do things he disliked. He found a lifestyle that felt natural to him, rooted in his religious beliefs, his love for work, and his enjoyment of having a strong family bond. This sense of ease and consistency likely reduced stress. Chronic stress is known to contribute to many diseases, from heart problems to autoimmune conditions. By living in harmony with his beliefs and connecting with a supportive community, he kept stress levels low, which likely helped him maintain good health. Dr. Wearham also mentioned that scientific studies show how plant-based diets can maintain strong heart health. He referred to the work of doctors who managed to reverse artery blockages by removing most animal products and heavy fats from the diet. Since the heart is one of the most vital organs, protecting it is key to avoiding life-threatening events like heart attacks and strokes. Keeping cholesterol low is a powerful way to protect your arteries. By checking your cholesterol levels regularly and making healthy dietary choices, you can follow in Dr. Wareham's footsteps, even if you are just starting on your health journey. In addition, Dr. Wareham's example shows that you can stay mentally sharp well beyond traditional retirement age if you keep learning and stay curious. He did not just quit learning new skills when he finished medical school. He continued to learn and teach others about advanced heart surgery, traveling to different countries to train local surgeons. This kind of mental engagement can help preserve cognitive function. Many experts say that the brain, like the rest of the body, needs exercise in the form of challenging tasks, creativity, and ongoing learning. If you find something you love, like reading, painting, playing an instrument, or solving puzzles, you might help keep your mind in good shape as you grow older. Finally, we should talk about the one supplement Dr. Wareham took: vitamin B12. Since he was vegan, he did not get B12 naturally from animal-based foods. This vitamin helps with nerve function and red blood cell production, so it is essential. He said that once he learned he could simply take a small B12 supplement, he had no more concerns about a fully vegan diet. For people who are not fully vegan, B12 is often available in animal products. But if you choose to remove most or all animal foods from your diet, you can talk to a doctor about adding a B12 supplement. That might be all you need to avoid a deficiency. Dr. Wareham's story can offer hope and encouragement. He showed that living to 100 or beyond does not require living a boring or rigid life. Instead, it involves staying passionate, nurturing meaningful relationships, getting enough sleep, eating simple and healthy meals, and moving your body in natural ways. Then it involves sticking to these habits over many years, allowing them to become part of who you are. Throughout his life, he stayed calm, focused, and kind, never seeming to brag about his achievements. That approach is likely part of why he lived so long and touched so many lives. Now that you know about these habits, consider how you can bring them into your own life. Maybe you can try going to bed a half hour earlier each night until you reach a routine that gives you 8 hours. Or perhaps you can add more beans and vegetables to your plate at dinner. If you want to feel more connected, you can reach out to friends or family members regularly. If your daily schedule is busy, you can look for small moments to move more, like walking during phone calls or taking the stairs instead of the elevator. These small steps may not seem like much at first, but they can build a strong foundation for better health and longer life. Dr. Wareham's life also reminds us that we do not need to retire from our passions just because we reach a certain age. Society may say that by the time we are 70, we should be slowing down, but he did not accept that idea. Instead, he listened to his body and mind and made decisions based on what he felt able to do. By 95, he felt it was time to step away from surgery so he could focus on family, but even then, he stayed involved in other ways. This is a good reminder that we can shape our later years to remain both active and fulfilling, as long as we take care of ourselves along the way. When you look at his life, you might see a big list of healthy habits, but do not let that overwhelm you. You can choose even one thing to focus on right now. Maybe it is as simple as trying to go for a daily walk. Another person might decide it is time to cut back on red meat or sugary drinks. Another might realize they need to reconnect with old friends or join a local group. Whatever step you pick, it can be the start of a better, healthier journey. Over time, as you experience benefits, you might feel inspired to adopt more of the habits that Dr. Wareham demonstrated so clearly. If you like the ideas in this script, share them with someone who might also find value in Dr. Wareham's example. You could invite a friend to join you in a plant-based cooking experiment or a daily walk routine. Community support can make a big difference in how quickly new habits stick. Above all, remember that you do not have to make every change at once. Health is a long-term project, and steady progress is often more successful than trying to do everything perfectly from the start. In conclusion, Dr. Ellsworth Wareham showed us that it is possible to live a long, healthy life by following a few simple, consistent habits. He found purpose in his work, which kept him enthusiastic and motivated. He stayed connected to family and community, which provided him with emotional support and reduced stress. He made sure to get enough sleep, drank water first thing in the morning, and avoided letting stress take over. He was not a gym fanatic, but he stayed physically active by doing normal tasks around his home. He lived in a place where healthy practices were common, creating an environment that supported his lifestyle. Above all, he believed in a mostly plant-based diet, which he credited with keeping his heart healthy. And to fill any gap, he took a simple vitamin B12 supplement. His story inspires us to reflect on our own lives. While we may not become heart surgeons or live on an apple orchard, we can adapt his wisdom in ways that make sense for us. Think about what really matters to you and how you can adjust your daily routine to better care for your body, your relationships, and your mind. Remember that small steps can create huge benefits over time. If you keep these ideas in your heart and apply them day after day, you might find yourself feeling healthier, happier, and more at peace. And who knows, you might even follow in Wareham's footsteps and see your 100th birthday in good health, with a smile on your face and a positive spirit that inspires the